Yes, I got scammed by Christopher Tilley and his fake digital marketing agency called LE Digital Marketing. So I'm not good at all this stuff, but I'll explain to you how it all happened. And it all started here on TikTok. So I came across one of his videos and I'll play a little bit of the clip. And yeah, it started that way.
PMPs at scale, putting out regular reviews.
All right, so after seeing that video, I reached out to him and said, I have a business and I'd like to see if some reviews are possible. And he responds immediately the very next day and says, yes, we can help you. We've been doing this for years, which is a huge lie. He sometimes claims up to 10 years. You don't have to be a detective to find out quickly that that was a lie. But again, he knows his market. So small business owners, people who are desperate, will overlook certain obvious red flags, and bottom feeders are always there to pick up, whatever scraps you leave for them. And he was absolutely there. So the very next day he responds, he'll post 2 to 3 per week. Remember in the last video, he said that there's a lifetime guarantee, all of that mess. So of course I went ahead and paid for the service. And here's the proof of payment. So I paid for $50 up front, $400 via Zelle. If you go to the website that he mentions, I'm not gonna post a link or anything, but now you're able to pay through Coinbase or Zelle. But for a 10-year-old marketing agency, these are the only methods of payment. And just understand that if you send money through either of these mediums, you are not getting that money back. And that is intentional on Christopher's part. You're not going to get your money back. I cannot think of a legitimate business that has a setup like this in terms of payment. I wasn't sure if I would be expected to write the reviews myself. And initially, I wanted him and his team. Remember, this team does not exist. I actually don't think he interacts with very many people who aren't either biologically or legally tied to him in some kind of way. But he claims he has a team that will write all of those reviews. Don't worry about it. Ultimately, I decided to do it myself. And so I sent him the reviews. So on the 1st of January, I asked him to confirm that he received the document in which I placed all the reviews. I didn't really expect a response immediately. It's the New Year's and, holidays, people are celebrating. So he responds 6 days later and confirms that he has it and that he'll start posting 2 to 3 a week, things of that nature. Understand that scammers like Christopher know that you want to believe the best about the situation. No one wants to believe that they're getting scammed. It doesn't feel good. So, you just kind of wait. So 6 days to me was nothing. And guys, that was the very last time I heard from him. It is now July, 8th, 9th? It's July 9th. Never again. He posted 1 or 2 reviews, and every step of the way I was emailing, hey, are you all right? And I'm a procrastinator. I'm not very type A. If life happens, life happens. I was fine with the fact that things weren't necessarily happening as quickly as he said that they would, but things weren't happening at all. And he was not responding to any of my emails, not a single one. So it's July, this started in January, and to this day, not a single response. And I think maybe a total of 2 to 3 reviews posted. I eventually sent him a Zelle request asking for the balance, the remainder of my money, since it's clear maybe he's too busy to do the work. And I sent emails saying that he did 3, so keep the 3. And of course, he didn't respond. Like I said, I haven't heard from him at all, not by email, since January. And what you have to know is that he knows exactly what he's doing. So these type of grifters rely on the fact that you're not going to tell anyone, you're not going to say anything. It's embarrassing enough that you've been scammed. And that's what a con artist does, is you rely on people being quiet. And even better that he uses mediums of payment in which it's really hard to successfully make claims against a scammer or someone who's defrauding you. So I start looking around and I'm like, okay, this guy claims to be an engineer. Who knows if he's telling the truth or not? But his professional website, the social links are all to his private or personal social media accounts. They say very little to nothing about his business, this 10-year-old business that, there are no other human beings affiliated with other than himself, but he swears he has a team. So I start just kind of looking around and it becomes really obvious to me. Like, I don't want to believe it, but it's obvious that it's a scam. And so that's the reason why I continue to email him maybe once a month or every 6 weeks or so up until like April, because like I said, you don't want to believe you've been scammed, but you have. Then I had to ask myself, like, what's the point of keeping this a secret? He gets to take money from people, from small business owners, from people all over the world or all over the country, and invest them in his failed business ventures. And, Lord willing, the next one will fail as well. So what's the point? He can enjoy my money. At least let me make sure that, other people are warned and can make informed decisions before handing someone like him their money. So I started making TikToks mostly just to warn other people because, $400 stings a little bit, but it's not the worst in the world. It could be much worse. But I understand that, if you only purchase one or two reviews for him and he doesn't come through, or he says there's a lifetime guarantee and it doesn't work, you're not going to go after him for $8, $16, or whatever. So he knows that. So, you can continue to purchase, or he can continue to convince people to purchase. And when things go wrong, he can just continue to ignore you, because what are you going to do? Sue for $8? Like, sue for $200? You're just not. I mean, he actually has items on this website for $10,000. And the only payment methods are Coinbase and Zelle. My sympathies to the poor soul that, may or may not have sent him $10,000, $5,000. I mean, the guy is a complete grift. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, he has serious DSM-5 eyes, but yeah, don't feel too bad if you got caught up. I've only spoken to one other person, and I'd love to hear from more if you're out there. But it is what it is. They prey on your weaknesses, and he is definitely a bottom feeder and a grifter. So I didn't hear from him for months, and I decided to make this TikTok because, yeah, I wanted to make sure that other people are at least aware, or there's some information out there so that you can make an informed decision. And what did Christopher Tilley do? He emerged from, I guess it's not hiding, but emerged from wherever the fuck he was. Here goes. So Christopher was not pleased with me talking about my experience on TikTok, and he decided to finally try to do his job and left a review, but it was a negative review. And so keep in mind, I have 27 reviews here. He says, customers beware. The business regularly buys fake 5-star reviews to trick you into buying their service. They then bash the wrong review provider when their GPB got flagged and reviews started dropping off. Do not be tricked. My friends, this is an engineer. So let's just do some simple, detective work in case you think that I'm lying. I only have 27 reviews. Okay, so if you offer reviews with a lifetime warranty and it's been 6 months, where are your reviews? So even if I'm not telling the whole truth, the question remains, where are the reviews? But the idea that he goes completely ghost for 6 months and then only emerges to bash my business after he's stolen $400 from me, this is who you choose to work with if you send him money. And understand that this also confirmed for me that this was his intention the entire time. He never intended to follow through on the services he claims he provides. He never intended to follow through because he wouldn't be offended by what I was saying. And if he's been running a digital marketing agency for 10 years that has actually produced anything or done half of what he claims it has done, wouldn't he say, hey, maybe you're mistaken. I think this is some misunderstanding, or maybe I didn't see your emails, something like that. None of that. He's well aware. He's well aware that what he was doing is wrong. And now he's attempting to shape this narrative. And like I said before, they really, really rely on you not being willing to speak openly about this happening to you. He is a grifter and a fraud and a loser. If you have any additional questions, or if this has happened to you, then feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out privately. I will not speak about your situation if you don't want me to. The only person that's contacted me thus far, I haven't said a thing. So the bottom line is that this happened. I'm not lying. I'm not trying to bring anyone down. He's quite audacious because, like I said, he's not upset that, this is a misunderstanding or I'm mischaracterizing something. He's well aware of what he did and what he's doing. The bottom line is he didn't expect anyone to say anything about it, and he's unhappy that I did. He's currently posting TikTok videos pretending that he's not a scammer and trying to prove that he can do what he says he does. But this isn't a matter of whether or not you can do what you say you can do. It's a matter of the fact that you won't do it. Whether you can or not is not a concern of mine. It's that I have proof that you will not provide whatever service you claim to. And like I said, for anyone who was actually down on their luck enough to actually send him money, I'm sorry, it's gone. But please be brave enough to speak up because he doesn't deserve to be able to try his stupid